First step, we're going to grab a piece of wood out of the bottom drawer. Any piece of wood you like. Cannot do acrylics, it has to be in this front part. Okay, next step, you're going to measure two 2¼ inch sections. I've already done this, but this is how it's going to look. 2¼ inch right there. We're going to cut on the bandsaw, and the first rule is you move down while it's still unplugged. You move the piece to where it's just above. You tighten it back down. This keeps your fingers from slipping off and hitting the excess part of the blade. We use the push stick to push it through so our thumbs are not in the way. Press the start button. Use the push block to move the wood out of the way. Make your second cut. Wait for the blade to completely stop. Grab the material. Next, we're going to set up our blanks into the jig so we can drill holes. You want to set up your blank just below the bit. You just tighten it down. Hold on tightly with your left hand. Flip up, and then just gently press down. You want to let the drill bit come up a couple times to get the excess wood off the bit so it can cut easier. And now when it goes through, just loosen it up. Grab the bit, dust off the excess. There you go. Okay, so next step, come to the second drawer down, you'll see different pin kits. We've got silver, gold, and copper. Okay, I'm going to do the silver, just grab it. Here you go. Next, you're going to remove the two gold pieces. Okay, these pieces go inside the tubes. First, you get some 80 grit sandpaper and you scratch them up, okay, to get them ready for the glue. Next, you're going to put on a glove, and this super glue bonds with water, so you have to get the tubes a little wet. Take off the lid, and on the first half of the tube you apply the glue all the way around, and you don't need too much. Okay, so you apply it on the bottom half all the way around. Make sure you get it all in as far as you can and all around, and then you reapply exact same way you just did it. Need too much. The other side, except this time, once you've spun around a couple times, just leave it in. Make sure you push the gold tube all the way in. That one's done. And then you do it again on your second piece. So this is the end result of your pin blanks that have been glued with the gold tube. This foam is just the result of the water and the glue having mixed and adhered to the wood. Next, we're going to move over here and we're going to put the pin blanks in the vise. and you want it in the middle and as flush with the vise as you can. This is a planing bit, so it's going to get the face of the wood as flat as possible with the tube. Okay, make sure it's on going forward. Make sure it's plugged in. The nose goes in the tube. Might have to spin it a couple times to get it in. And then you turn it up full blast and gently press. And then you'll see that the tube is shiny. The tube should shine a little bit. Okay, and then you do it on the other side for both pins. I'll show you one more time. One side will be a little bit deeper. Okay, you'll see the shine. Next we move to the lathe. You'll notice that there are bushings. There should be 3. Okay, and these bushings help space out your pin so they're not touching each other. And also, the bushing is how wide the tube is, so you know how far down not to go. Okay, so it always goes bushing, pin, blank, bushing, pin, bushing. Okay, and then we lift up on the back lever to release the lock, and it slides on. Make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure this is loose. This tightens the mandrel. Okay, so you tighten a couple times, and then this checks to see if it's all tight. So you gently hold, and if you can spin it and it not stop in your fingers, then it's tight. Then you tighten down the black knob. Don't try to tighten this down if this is tight, because this will strip and it won't work. Next we move up the guard, and the top of the guard should be about halfway, just right in the middle of the pins. Okay, only about an inch away. Tighten it down. Okay, make sure it's on, and it's good. You have 3 different bevels. Okay, this one is a gouge, this one's a tip, this one's a flattener. Okay, I use this one the most at the beginning because it can take out a lot of material quickly. This one is more for grips, and this one can get your pin nice and flat. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use each. So I'm going to start with the gouge, and I'm going to talk about my right hand and my left hand. I'm starting on the left side of the material, and I'm right-handed, so my right hand's going to be back. I'm going to place my left hand on the guard. Gently put it into the material and work across slowly. Don't make jittery movements. And be careful because this is spinning. All this is spinning. So I've started working the material down with the gouge, but you'll notice that this piece has gotten kind of rough. So I'm going to grab the flat chisel. Okay, this will help. It also helps work the piece down to the bushing. So once you finish your blank and you're ready to put polish on, we need to sand, and I'm going to show you where all that is. Next we get one of each grit, starting from 120, 320, 400, and then 600. Make sure you keep them in order because you don't want to mix them up. So we're going to start with the 120, and we're going to position ourselves around it so because these components are spinning. Make sure you're not getting your hair caught in it or anything else. Make easy passes. So once you're done with the 600 grit, turn it a couple times and make sure it's smooth throughout and it's the way you want it to look. Next you're going to use the super gloss. It's located in the top drawer and one sheet of paper towel. First, fold it up, turn on the lathe, and get all the dust off. So after you've gotten all the dust off, fold your paper towel, remove the lid, put a dab right in the corner. That's all you need. You don't need a lot. Okay? Then you move over. Reapply. Let it spin for about 2 minutes to dry. Okay, first we take the top and the clip, put them together, pick the piece that you want to be the back, go ahead and load it up and move over to the clamp. Or hold it in there best you can. Then you want to hold it so it doesn't bend and just slowly clamp down until it all presses together. Don't press too tight or you'll bend your tube. Next we do the tip. That's the piece I want my tip to go into. Tighten down best you can. Tighten down. Next we have the twist mechanism. We want to push down to this groove, not any past it or your pen won't work right. The gold piece goes down with the tip. doesn't bend. Go right to the groove. Take your pin, twist it in, make sure it comes out, so twist. Put it on the band, put it on the top. And there's your pin.